Mindscreed. We're here.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of mindscreed. Hope you are having a nice day, because I am. That's alright. I'm having an okay day. How are you, Jay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just had a little nap. Been on a bike some light distance today, but other than that, I'm good. Yeah.
I was just thinking about napping as well. Okay. Alright, let's jump in. Let's talk about I said we'll talk about how beauty will save the world, or just like the phrase itself. So, Fyodor Dostoevsky is the one who said it. Beauty will save the world. What do you think of that?
I think he's talking about like the beauty of mankind, the authentic self, and in a sense, the people who think different and tap into that. To me, that's beauty.
Yeah.
A person with morals, values, someone who just their whole persona, their whole energy is just beauty. And I'm not talking about physical looks, anything like that. It's just beyond that. Because like there can be beautiful women, but like ugly souls, isn't it? The human.
So it's authentic beauty, then.
People like knowing themselves or providing things for others, or just like unapologetically being themselves.
Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of like, so like where was it coming from? Like beauty will save the world. So how is that beauty going to save the world? Is it like, like you just said, like if we uphold these human values, so like these putting our humanity first over profit and wealth and stuff. Because a lot of what's happening in the world is due to like moving away from this type of beauty to the false beauty that we're presented with, in the media or in modern society itself.
That sort of like fake news, that drama, that like most of the collective thrive off. Is, I don't know, maybe like majority of people are unhappy, so they like to watch and see all this drama going on in the world, feel better about themselves and their own little lives. That's that fake news, and then when you have people going on fake news with their like online marketing, it's like a woman or a man, they look amazing online, and that when you meet them in person, they're a dickhead.
Yeah. It's a false image, a false persona.
I see.
But that's not authentic beauty though. The one you were talking about before. It's like, it's one that we can feel it like intimately. But there's also like downsides to it, because it can like. It can wound us as well.
In what sense?
In the sense that, it's linked to suffering. In the sense that I was thinking as well, like, like if someone can appreciate freedom if they if they have it taken away from them. But you can't really appreciate freedom if you've never actually lost freedom.
That's why, to me, it's all beauty. Suffering is beauty, because suffering is the mud that enables the flower to blossom.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, suffering it comes, or at least there's space for beauty in suffering. But I would look at them as like different things, though.
Sweetness through difficulty.
Yeah, but when he said it, when Dostoevsky said it, from this, because he was a Christian, he meant that Jesus Christ would save the world. So he saw beauty in Jesus and said that Jesus was the beauty that will save the world. But that's the religious side of it. And you can still look at it in a non-religious way as well.
Yeah, of course. You can always do that. Who's Dostoevsky?
Oh, I probably should have said that. He's a Russian novelist and philosopher. And the quote, "Beauty will save the world," comes from one of his novels called The Idiot. And this idiot is like the main character. He's only called the idiot because he's in the society he lives in, everyone's a dickhead. And so to them, he's an idiot. Yeah. And even in the novel, he's like, the way Dostoevsky writes, he presents him like a Christ figure again. Because he stands apart from the rest of the people, because he's innocent and a little bit naive as well. Yeah. But anyways, it's like, I think the shocking part of it was like this idiot had a clearer vision of beauty than those around him. And you were saying like how suffering and beauty go together as well. And this guy was actually, he was an epileptic, so even when he was suffering, he still saw beauty in the world.
What? So he's having an epileptic fit on the floor, and then he's seen like a really nice, colourful cat or something, thinking to himself,
"Shit,
well, that's a nice cat."
Probably. Sure, it could have been like a religious experience, like Paul to going to Damascus type of shit. But yeah, this is the beauty that will save the world,
So,
And another thing he says, like, like when you're looking at a face that is beautiful, like the face is only beautiful because, like, he says God and the devil kind of fight, they're for good and evil, and if good wins, then that's like, you can see it radiating from that person's face. You can see like they've been through a lot in their life and they've been able to overcome.
And to still have that beauty, even though like all the stuff they've been through.
It's like looking at, I don't know, like, looking at who? A model's face compared to Mother Teresa's face. You know what I mean? Like, a model's face is beautiful, but it's like it's not the authentic beauty. It's not the beauty that shines out of the person.
To me, it's mature beauty, because when we're younger and that, like, I don't know, yeah, when we're younger, we see like a beautiful woman or something, and we automatically think she's beautiful in every way. We get some rose tinted glasses and all that kind of crap, but eventually some man will wise up and start thinking with their dicks, and then actually start seeing what true beauty looks like.
Sure. Yeah, you have to fall for a lot of traps though for you to come to that realization.
Of course, a lot of bird traps out there. There's no roses without thorns.
Not everything that glitters is gold, yeah. Sure.
But that's the beauty of life.
Yeah.
How many times do you reckon we said beauty?
Someone should be counted. Probably. I would say I probably said it 10 times.
A little game for people at home, because we upload on Saturdays, and so it should be a Saturday now you're listening to this. Rewind the podcast and take a shot every time we say beauty. And
Mindscreed drinking game.
And then comment, like, and subscribe.
Of course.
So how do you see the beauty then? In your own words.
What are you saying?
How do you see that sort of beauty in your own words?
I think it's kind of related to Ubuntu, which is another subject we haven't we're gonna cover later on. But basically, it's recognizing the humanity in other people, and by doing that, you recognize the humanity in yourself. So I think it's the beauty to discover who you are, and also to discover who other people are, because we're all human. We all want the best for each other. I actually think this. Maybe it's a little bit naive, but I actually think that in every one of us, there's actually a moral seed in every one of us, and it's like this seed of goodness that just you were saying, suffering and the mud of suffering. This seed of goodness that can grow in every single one of us, and we can help each other grow in that way. And I think that's beautiful when you're able to help someone else grow like that. Because even through helping someone else grow like that, you in turn also grow.
Yeah, it's all connected like that. It is nice though.
Yeah. And I think it reminds us that we're not actually just these little independent islands.
Yes, yeah.
We're actually all connected.
So I think it's good to be mindful of that beauty, the beauty you speak, not only with your words but with your actions as well. To yourself also, because we got to remember to have that beauty for ourselves in order to truly give it to others.
Yeah.
When people compare themselves to others, to be inspired rather than to be insecure. That's where I feel like that beauty comes in as well. To be oh, this person's doing that and this. I like that. I admire the work ethic. I admire them going out into the public's eye and the bravery, the courage, and then it's like a candle, innit? You shine. And
instead of envying them.
Because it's not like a race like that. I know there's a saying about rat race and all that kind of stuff, but to me the beauty mind of it is to collaborate. and the only competition we have is ourselves. But yeah, what we're about to say, it's like having a candle in it, and then when you shine, it unconsciously gives others the
chance to shine.
Yeah. I lost the word for it, but then they want to shine as well, and then the inner child comes out, and then they're showing you like their talents, and because you listen as well, that's beauty. When you actually listen to another human being and you take it in, they think to themselves, if they don't think about it right now, the second we talk, they think about it 3 hours ahead when they're lying in bed or something, and they think, you know what, that person actually listened to me, like proper listening. Because I feel like it's rare these days to people to actually listen and take things in and stuff like that. So it make you stand out.
Yeah.
It's respect.
That's true. Yeah, because like usually people just waiting for their turn to talk, or thinking about what to say when another person's talking. You gotta be mindful. You gotta be present to the moment.
Trust me, you have to be present, innit? And I feel like maybe these days it's hard to have a present connection with others.
Oh shit, I can't hear you properly. I lost you for a second.
I said these days I feel like it's harder, it's rare to come across when you can be present with others. When you come across another person who's actually 100% there with you, they're not multitasking, they're not thinking about like, oh, I should make a sandwich, I'm hungry, or they're not. If I say like this conversation right now, you'd be listening, and I'd be talking. Let's say you're not listening. I'm talking, babbling on about all this la-di-da, and then you'd be like, "Oh, I got a new football," and I'm thinking, "Bro, what's going on? Like, what we're talking?"
Stop all the conversation.
But to be mindful.
So how do you listen then?
How do I listen?
I think like most people are confused about what it means to be listening as well.
Well, what's beyond the listening? I think it's concentration. To have an attention span. So maybe first of all to work on developing that concentration, that attention. And to be mindful.
Yeah.
Be mindful maybe.
Yeah, I think meditation is a good way to train your mindfulness and your concentration.
Yeah.
Because another thing about a conversation is you have to not try to have a conversation, but just like don't force it. You know what I mean? Like where you just let the words flow and not think too much about it.
Because that sort of kills it when like we overanalyze things, or we become too we take things too serious and stuff like that. It becomes artificial, and then it enables us to like get into a flow state where we're actually just speaking and listening to each other.
But do you think that's to do with like people not being honest with themselves, or like not being true to themselves?
To a degree, yeah. To a degree. Because some people try to impress others to get acceptance and validation, but when really that's when they lose their own self-esteem or their own like power, because they give it away willingly to the hive sort of mind.
Yeah. Because then they're not allowing themselves to express themselves the way they want to. Because I feel like if two people or if people are having the conversation, then they're allowing themselves to express their ideas, like non-judgmentally as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a good point you pointed out. Right? You can't be stuck in your head while having a conversation with someone outside.
And you can see it on their faces as well. When you're talking to someone, you know they're stuck in their head because the face expression and everything is telling you that, and there's no eye contact, and you know there's. But that's cool though, isn't it? Everyone's human.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing though because you can actually learn how to listen and stuff. Oh, ding dong.
Oh yeah. We got some mail in. You know.
You've got mail.
I had it on my phone, TK, but you know because my chargers are broke. Can't even get to it.
Oh, I've got it.
Oh, sweet. Yes.
It's right here. Okay, guys, we got a letter from a fan who watches the show or listens to the show, and they had a question for us. You know, they wanted some advice from qualified people.
Oh gosh.
Give great advice. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna read it. It says, "Hello, mindscreed. I was thinking of one of your podcasts you could discuss why some men or women like to play games in relationships or when getting to know someone. So, you know, they claim to be real, and when they start playing games and it's like a cat and mouse type game thing, so she wants us to talk about that and whether people are just thirsty for lust or maybe they find it entertaining in some way. If they actually do want someone who they genuinely want to be in a relationship with, or whether they don't. So, why do people play games in relationships? Yeah, like people, I mean, not even just relationships, but I think people in general do play a lot of mind games.
If it's consciously or unconsciously, I think it's just part of like, what are the words? It's just how like the woman and male brains are set, and it's a big subject. 'Cause we don't know like 100% like.
That's fine. We'll just speculate. That's like how do you know it's a mind game as well? Like, could like someone be testing you?
Alright, an example for
but they can't help it.
An example for a woman testing.
Yeah.
She'll see if you can move. She'll see if you can move you out of your masculine energy. Now, for this instance, let's say masculine is sort of centered and calm, and let's just say that feminine is off balance. It can be off balance and sort of drama orientated and gossip and all that sort of malarkey. So
it's always changing.
Yeah, so the woman, she now we're not generalising here, but let's just say the woman, she wants like a man who can stand his ground and be humble and take no shit, but still ain't gonna be moved into his feminine energy. Never argue with a woman. Never argue with a man. just don't never argue with humans. Just own the conversation. Just chill. Wait for them to have their little like thing, and then just speak like adults. Can you think of one?
Why people play games? I think well, that's the thing as well. Like you just said, like testing. Like sometimes women will test you to see if they'll knock you off your center. Like there's testing, and then there's also like manipulating. So like maybe somehow they'll sneak into a conversation like, oh yeah, like say you're walking with your girlfriend at the park or something, and then a nice girl walks past you, and then she's like, oh yeah, she was pretty, wasn't she? And then you're like, no, you're cute. You're way better than her. It's cool. No one like you, baby. There's no one like you, baby. And she's like, no, come on, like, she's pretty. And you're like, yeah, okay, no, she's pretty. And then she will hold that against you. She'll be like, this, like, you're thinking about cheating on me and shit. Like, there's that. But that's like, that's crazy. That's a whole different other topic.
A lot of it is.
Yeah, I think that people who manipulate others in relationships are. They're actually insecure people themselves. Like that's why they play games in relationships.
There's some people like they're not on that purpose sort of thing of mastering, trying to master oneself and one's like emotional intelligence, etc. So because they can't control what inside of them, they try to control things outside of them to fill that void.
But who plays these games as well? Like,
it's people in general, innit? There's we need to know like the individual psychology, the child, the history.
Yeah. So there'll be insecure people. They'll be afraid of commitment because you can't really commit to a relationship where you're manipulating or being manipulated. Like those kinds of relationships don't last, and if they do end, they usually end badly as well.
Until she finds a man that can't get manipulated though, because he knows himself and he knows the game. He's got some experience in it. He knows how some women move, and that's just how it is. He laughs at the games rather than lets it get to him and all that kind of stuff.
I say you should master the games.
I don't know if you can master them because we'll never master like the human mind. I'll say that.
I mean,
but you can have experience.
I actually think you shouldn't even play the games. Like if someone's playing like a manipulation game, you should like. One, you should call them out on it, or two, just like don't play the game. Because if you're gonna play a manipulation game with someone who's like always playing these games, then you're falling for their trap. You're playing the game that they want to play. It's just like all that.
I think you calling them out on it is gonna set them back though, and for some women. That may like sort of turn them on because the average man is going to be naive to it and let her use him and do all this kind of stuff, but it kind of sets you aside of all of the others who are just doing the same things, and then maybe that makes her want you more. Who knows?
Sure.
Another one they do, is they bring up sex just to see how you like deal with it. And if that can throw you off, she's just gonna assume you're frigid or something like that. This is just how some humans work. They wanna.
Also, is that in terms of like them testing the guy, or like as a manipulation tactic.
I don't know if it's manipulation. Maybe a bit of a test.
Mm.
And like you see when you were saying about the one in the park, that example, her asking if she looked nice or anything like that. I feel like she would have lost more attraction if you lied to her at the beginning and then changed your opinion. To me, a woman appreciates honesty. Just be honest with her, no matter how brutal. Don't think about like, oh, I might hurt her feelings or anything. Just be honest, and I feel like you're going to get more respect from being honest with her.
Yeah. And that's a good foundation for the relationship as well.
Exactly.
Especially if you're like, getting to know someone.
Exactly.
So
what was the question? People.
Like why men and women play games in relationships or when getting to know someone. And one of the other questions was like why they do this. Is it because they're just thirsty for lust, or do they entertain the idea of wanting someone who would truly ride or die? I don't think they entertain the idea of wanting someone who would ride or die. And obviously, I'm not talking about in general. I'm talking about these people who actually play manipulation games in relationships. If they wanted a long-term partner, they wouldn't really. But then again, I feel like some people don't really know how to express themselves. Like maybe this is their way of
exactly.
like they don't know any other way to express themselves.
Maybe that's how they were brought up, innit?
Do this way. Yeah.
So maybe
that's the way to experience their life.
So maybe that's how they see a normal conversation going on, because their mom or their dad constantly did that to them as a kid. And maybe it is a thirst for lust or something like that. And some women, they unconsciously go for the bad boys because it could go down to the root of them not necessarily having a male model in their life. And the absence of that, because the bad boy isn't always absent, like a lot of the nice guy sort of people who are constantly there and predictable and always at the beck and call, and whatever she wants she gets and all that kind of stuff. It can.
So there's a mysteriousness to the bad boy then.
Yeah, there can be, because he's got shit. He's got shit he's doing. He's got stuff to do. And his purpose is first, and then his woman second. But some man can get so like pussy whipped that they lose their whole purpose and everything is orientated around this woman now. And then then she's gonna leave you. And that's how it goes, because you've made her your whole life.
You made her your purpose.
And we're more than that as humans. The beauty within us is a hell of a lot more than that. Because then it's just like, oh, so like between this like little thing we've got going on, I've got like both genes. I've got the genes on, and like there's no spontaneity there anymore. It's too predictable, and I don't know.
It gets predictable and dull and boring. Yeah, I suppose that's the illusion most guys are fed. That if you show a woman you love her, if you worship her, she'll become your girlfriend.
Yeah, bullshit. Some people are just validation whores as well. So I think it is. Sometimes you need to know the difference between a hoe and a woman.
You say attention whores?
Yeah, validation whores, attention whores.
Oh, validation whores.
They,
Yeah.
especially within this day and age, like, it's almost as if men and women, but it's almost as if like some humans are getting withdrawals from low validation because they're always online and that, and they can get like 500, 2,000 thirsty ass guys liking their thing, yeah, and it's just inflating egos for men and women.
Yeah, it goes both ways for sure.
Of course.
Yeah. It's like it's the narcissism. Like, they want them good dopamine feelings. That's what the validation gets them, isn't it?
Yeah, and then onto the next one. Because majority of people, maybe women mainly, have like low self-esteem, and because they've sort of been brought up in a society that tells you you're not meant to look like this, put some makeup on, do that. They're all peacocking each other. I think peacocking is a woman thing, really. But
I mean, in nature, it's a man's thing.
okay.
I think humans have kind of taken it over. Kind of attributed it, though.
Switching it. I'm not saying that I'm like 100% against peacocking, but I can still get you killed. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, that's true. I just picture like a peacock getting mowed down by a lion. That's the cost of all that dazzling, colourful, big feathered tail, isn't it? That shit, it takes a lot of energy to look like that. Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know, human relationships, it can be complicated as well, man.
Sometimes, yeah. I don't even feel like the other person are playing games. It's just that one person is thinking too much. They're too much in their head and they're analysing it way too much. Just like, get on a purpose, innit? Do new things, get new habits or anything like that. Make sure you have your life in order. You can't be like seeking out a relationship when it's coming from a place of scarcity, like you need one or something like that. And I need a girlfriend, or I need this, or I need that. like don't chase it. Just do your own thing, and then it will chase you. And then whatever happens.
Again, I think like. Sorry, are you?
No. I was just saying, whatever happens.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like. A lot of this as well is like it's the people you attract into your life. So like you gotta watch the people you attract into your life as well. So, and it's also like, you know, birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Flock together. So try to see if maybe it's the type of person that you are attracting. And also work on how you can improve that.
Yeah. To step back, innit? Like you said, to meditate or something like that. Think on it. Think before you speak, or think before you act, and stuff like that, and try look beyond the penis or beyond the pussy and actually see, is this person a good person, or like try find that inner beauty.
Yeah. Yes, that's that inner beauty that's gonna not only save the world but save your relationships and save your life as well.
Trust me, save your life, 100. Definitely. I know a few people like who've been killed over shit like that.
No. I feel like we've answered the question.
Yeah, thanks for writing in. Anyone else want to send something, feel free.
Yeah, send us questions. We'll give our professional advice and...
Professional.
I'll finish it off.
Yeah, if you want, you got nothing else to say?
No, not really.
Well then, thanks for listening, guys. and girls.
Thanks, guys.
Comment, like, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes.